Good morning, everybody. This is a video response to Jonah 365 Outdoors. He wanted to know what we had for winter gear. So let's get right into it. Let me start from the bottom up, so to speak. Most of the time, you guys, just a regular old pair of cotton socks. Probably 60% of the year. That's all I'm going to have on. Have fairly warm feet. I do keep a pair of merino wool socks in the bag for wintertime. Thank you, Scooter. These are very handy at night. Very seldom do I ever wear them in the day. I'm going to have to be outside at 10-15 degrees Fahrenheit for a while before I ever wear these. But at night, it's a must. Now, most all the time, you guys see me. Just got on a regular t-shirt. It's about all I wear. It's comfortable. Cotton, and also the old gray work pants. These are I think Centos, not real sure. Just a good used work pants. I think $6 the uniform shop. Wear them year round. This pair here I picked out especially for this winter. Won't wear them till it starts getting down below 40 degrees. They're a little bit heavier breed. They are a polyester cotton blend also. And when it gets a little bit colder out, and it's going to be, say, a high of 40 today and getting down into the 20s tonight, you're going to see me break out the long johns. Right? These are Arc'teryx, and they're probably 20 years old, but they have done me real well riding the bike in wintertime. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it much or not, if it'll focus there. They're the ones that are real fuzzy on the inside. And just a regular weave for a long john on the outside. But these have the long tail. They stay tucked in quite well. Now when it gets down, maybe even in the low 40s, and there's a bit of a breeze blowing, yeah, I'm probably going to have this on. And more or less at the same time, got the bottoms to match. Just regular old long john stuff. Yeah. Same inside on these two. Fuzzy material. Very warm. Very warm. I wore those, just a pair of those in my leather pants. Down to 30 degrees riding and be comfortable. Now, when it starts staying cool, you guys have seen this old piece before. Just a regular old sweatshirt. Works really good for me. And in the 30s during the day, this maybe over the top of that if it's very windy. If not, I try to stay with just the long john top and put the t-shirt on over the outside of it. I stay that way as long as I can, so I'll have this to sleep in. I'll also go to a little heavier do-rag on my head. The ones you guys see me wear now, we could just about film this through it. It's so thin, it's close to 35 years old. This one's a little bit newer, a little thicker, and that's pretty much all I'm going to wear till, there again, below 40 degrees. Once it gets down below 40, where'd it go? I'm probably going to go for the old toboggan, the old woolly thing. I've got a couple of different ones of these, and if it gets to where I just can't hardly stand it to sleep in, believe it or not, guys, 1978, December 1978. That should tell you something. Boot camp issue, Great Lakes, Illinois. Ski mask. This was part of the uniform of the day for the most part. This fellow with glasses, we could cut that center bar out. It did close up between your eyes. And I have stood in the chow hall line outside, guys, waiting to get something to eat that I knew wasn't going to be very good, and I might not eat it anyway, but guys pull this thing down around too close around their eyes, and I have seen guys' eyelashes freeze to this thing from your breath. Wasn't pretty. I do carry my old watch cap, same vintage, December 78. Still works, but it's 100% wool. Really itchy, for me anyway. Gets down to gloves. I always carry a pair in my pack for cutting wood, handling wood, that sort of thing. They're not all that good for cool weather. They're a leather outer shell, so there's no lining in them. If my hands get a little bit cool, some of you guys may have seen these in the video. You know, I think they're 60 cents a pair, just a jersey glove, and I cut the fingers out of them because these hands will never fit in a jersey glove. These are good to sleep in too. I have a tendency to put my hands out at night, so that helps keep them a little bit warm. If it gets colder than that, snowmobile gloves, $5 at Walmart 10 years ago. Very seldom ever wear them. They're a good glove though. I mean, if you got to be outside where you're not doing a whole lot and you need your hands to stay warm without sticking them in your pocket, these work good. They're water resistant. They are not waterproof. And I kind of go on from there. If we're expecting a little bit of rain, raincoat, it all rolls up into the hood. It is a Gore-Tex light material. I'm not exactly sure what that means. There's nothing definite on the tag of it. The only thing I do know is it breaks the wind really good, and it is waterproof. Vents under the sleeves, vents in the breast, vents across the back. I've only had that on a couple of times, and neither time did I sweat. This year I've got a little piece of fleece, scarf type material, that I'm going to be using in the hammock at night. I hope that'll help my neck a little bit. I don't like having that ski mask on. It's not too constricting. It just winds up the eye holes over, you know, your ears sticking out. So I think the scarf and sleeping bag pulled up around my head will work a little bit better. Well, let's get into just a little bit of gear here. I've got some stuff packed up. We're going to start pretty much on the ground. So hang on just a minute and let me get some ground stuff out here. I forgot a couple items of clothing. Columbia fleece jacket. I think you may have seen me wear this once or twice. It's nice first thing in the morning when you get up, slip that on, stay warm. And the old FedEx jacket. I know you guys have seen this one out there with me. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I gave $3 for this at the veteran store in San Diego. It is FedEx. You know, it's a really good windbreaker. It always has been. It doesn't have much of a lining in it, but it's large enough that I can actually get that fleece jacket underneath this and be comfortable and not too tight. I do like to dress in layers. I don't like to put on big bulk. And I'm learning to sleep in bulk to stay warm. Yeah, okay. Now let's get into a little bit of gear. You guys have all seen the hammock. I'll be going into winter with the same hammock this year, the Bliss 10x5 mosquito net. So far it's doing really good for me. And I need some sort of something for a lightweight cover. Like for this time of year, I generally wind up carrying this Marmot bag, 40-degree down bag. That's why it winds up stuffed down in the end of the hammock. Excellent bag going into winter. Last year, this bag, excuse me here folks, now this is a 60x80 fleece blanket. This combination here in the hammock with me got me down to 18 degrees last year comfortably. Let's see if we got any temperatures like that coming up this year. Doesn't look like it now. It's going to be 90 degrees again today. Cooling off tomorrow though. In the hammock, or I should say underneath the hammock, I have the two identical Napier Sports 40-degree bags. They are, I got this one under with a compression strap. They are identical. They zip together quite nicely. And the combination of those two and the 40-degree Marmot bag and fleece blanket was what I was using on that 18-degree night. Till it gets down below 30 degrees here. I'm just going to use the single. When it starts getting down and staying in the 20s at night, zip the two of them together. It worked really good for me. It comes out to about 4 inches or a little more loft underneath me. I didn't have any issues with it at all. One night I did slip the Reflectix pad in between the two, and I noticed condensation. So evidently I'm a pretty warm sleeper. This piece here is good whether you're in a hammock or in a tent. Put this on the ground underneath your mattress, your air mattress, and it's going to help. I don't know what the R value is, but it's going to help. Speaking of R value, I did find out that my Adventure Ridge inflatable, self-inflating air mattress, 78 by 26, and it's 2 inches thick, inflated. This does have an R value of 3. Not much, but in conjunction with the Reflectix, I think it would do pretty good sleeping on the ground. I cannot sleep with one of these things in the hammock with me. I've got to be in the hammock by myself. Anything to keep warm there is going to be underneath. So on the ground, naturally I would have, such as the 8 by 10 heavy duty on the ground, and then the tent, Reflectix, this. And if I were sleeping on the ground, I would take one of the synthetic 40-degree bags and the Merrimack down bag, and down to probably 30 degrees, I would still be comfortable. After that, add the fleece on top. I had no problems down to 24 degrees in a tent at one point in time. I wasn't using this air mattress. I have one that blows up that's 6 inches thick, and it does a pretty good deal with the Reflectix underneath it also. That's pretty much it for the gear that I use. You know, I'm not a gear hound. I don't have a lot of stuff. I have several of these little blankies, emergency blankets. I seem to be able to keep up with them pretty good and not tear them to pieces. I have shredded a couple of them, don't get me wrong. These things here help more than you would think. I have gotten up cool in the middle of the night and grabbed this out of the backpack and just throw it around my shoulders while I'm sitting in the hammock with the sleeping bag over me also. Warmed me right up to the point that I didn't need this anymore to go back to sleep. I'm kind of thinking that's about it for gear. I don't have any kind of tent heater. I planned on from the beginning just staying warm with my gear and not depending on a heater or the fire to keep warm with. It's nice right up till the time you go to bed, but you really don't need it after that if you got the right equipment. I hope that kind of lets you guys see what I got. That's pretty much it. Don't use or carry a whole lot more. Jonah, thanks for hollering at me, brother. I really appreciate it. And all you guys over there in the UK, I hope you like this. It doesn't get all that cold here, really. You know, we should expect some 20-degree nights. And I think that's probably as low as it's going to get. We might see some teens, but it won't be for very long. All right, thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and till next time, just waiting for the next big adventure outdoors.